it's Elle and welcome back to my channel and happy 4th day of 4 looks, 1 palette. It's been several days of these looks. I'm so happy that you guys have been enjoying these so much. Tomorrow I have an amazing foundation Friday for you. Actually, for the next couple of Fridays are all brand new foundations, so stick with me for the next couple of weeks. But today's final look is going to be all about kind of a simplified but super elegant, I think maybe a, you know, like a winter dinner with your significant other that maybe is for their work or a gala or something where you just want to look really polished, perfected, but have a little bit of something special. So hang with me. So if you want to know more about that, hit the subscribe button, share this video with somebody you think might like it, and let's do it. All right, so as you can see, pretty much my face is on. And we're going to start with the all over color shadow, and I've put that all over the eyelid since you've seen me do it a couple of times now. Now, to start off with this look, we're going to do something very simple, and this is something that everybody can do and everybody will benefit from. So what you want to do is you want to take this, I'm using just a Zoeva brush. This is part of their Coral collection. This is the 227 soft definer brush. I'm going to go into the very first color that we used, or in the palette. Tap off excess. Let me scoot you in. There we are. Okay, so I'm taking that first color in the palette and I am going to define that crease, all right? And you want to leave the lid free of any product for this look. And what this is going to do is obviously is going to define the crease very nicely. It's going to be perfect for hooded, deep set, mono lid, large eyes that are more almond shaped. That's why this is such a beautiful, effective, and simple trick. Now, if your eyes are shaped like mine, it's really a nice tidbit to, instead of just sticking right here in the crease, is to kind of go up into that brow a little bit. And what that does is it just diffuses the shadow and makes it look less harsh, and kind of the lines of demarcation have started to disappear when you kind of go into that brow bone. And I'm just taking it with a very soft touch, and I'm literally going back and forth and blending this out until you can't see any lines of demarcation or where it stops and ends. And since I am in my imagination imagining this event to be a night event, you want to go a little bit heavier handed in pigmentation in this color, because if you don't, it's nighttime. A lot of things have a tendency to wash out if you don't go a little bit heavier handed than you would for the day. Now, of course, as I always say, you can stop here, pop a really nice kind of bold lip on, and call it a day, because this is such a beautiful, very easy look to do. But let's kind of pop this up a notch. So what we're going to do is we're going to take on an angled brush, and we're going to spray it with a little bit of water or setting spray. Like we've been doing the past couple of times, we're going to go into the deepest shade in the palette. And what we're going to do is we're going to either create just a soft line that is along the lash line, the closest you can possibly get to the lashes, or you can flick it out. Stamping motions when you're trying to do this is going to be really important, especially whenever you are trying to make a straight line. It's helpful, especially if your hand is shaky, to do stamping motions rather than one fell swoop of product. All right. You can also mix this with a little bit of eyeshadow primer and make your own kind of cream liner. And I'm just going to ever so slightly, gently flick this out. All right, perfect. And then for this look, I am going to tightline off camera with just a brown eyeliner. But before we do that, I'm going to take another angled brush. This is just another Zoeva, it's just because I have it in front of me. It's 317, it's just a standard angled brush. We are going to hit that with a little bit of setting spray again. Now, what we're gonna do is we're going to mix the very first color of the little shimmeries and the gold color. And now what we have done is we have made our own kind of sparkly eyeliner, and we're going to put that along the lash line. Now you do not want to cover up your whole liner that you just did, but you do want to add it to it. And the placement of this is up to you. So if you really wanted to, you could totally cover the whole liner. You could put it on top of the liner, like on top or by the lash line. It's totally up to you. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna do this with an eyeliner, but let me just show you what this is gonna look like when I tight line. And it's really gonna come together. Just using the deepest shade in the palette on an angled brush and pressing it into the lash line. There we go. So it's just something a little special. I'll get in a little bit closer so you guys can see. It's just gonna be a hint of a flash of something. This is really gonna show off when a camera hits you. And it's gonna soften the eyeliner a little bit too, so it's not so harsh if that is something that is not as approachable to you. The last thing I'll do before I move on to the bottom lash line in a second is I will take a pencil brush. I will go into this first color here, and I actually will give a little bit of corner highlight. This is totally optional, but I have a tendency to do this when I want the look to be a little bit more wide awake and something a little bit more special. So let me go finish up the other eye and I'll be right back. All right, so what has happened is I have taken a brush, I've gone into the first color, and I have run this under the bottom lash line. Now you can absolutely define this lower lash line more if you would like to, but for me with this look, since it's all about that liner on the top, I like to keep the focus there. So doing a soft line on the bottom like this just frames the eye, gives an optical illusion of a little bit, wider awake eye, a little bit more kind of a sultry effect, but doesn't close the eye up and doesn't detract from this top line. Isn't that fun that you can make your own glitter eyeliner? I just think that's what's so great about eyeshadows like this. And then all I did was take a waterproof mascara. This is the new Urban Decay waterproof mascara. I've been loving it. And pop it on the bottom lashes. And you want these lashes down here to look pretty spidery. So try your best to get them, kind of really lengthened instead of volume. And you can do that also if you get clumps by using dropping everything, a spoolie and kind of brushing through your bottom lash line. Okay, so now let's use the palette in a different way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to take a brush and I'm gonna go into this shade right here, and I'm gonna give a soft matte highlight, and this is gonna be a very subtle highlight. Perfect, look how pretty that is. And then what I am gonna do is I am going to take a, just my Hourglass powder. This is an ethereal light. And I'm gonna pop it right over. I know it's not in the palette, but just because you want a little bit of glow with this look. Okay. Now what you're gonna do is you're going to take your favorite contour brush, but try one that is a little bit smaller. I can't tell you what this brush is because I don't know, it's so old. So what I would do for my skin tone is I would take a little bit of this, and tap it in the mirror. If you are deeper skin tone, you can take these two together. So if you're ever in a pinch, this palette will give you a nice matte bronzer. Look at that. Very pretty undertones, because one is cool and one is a little bit warmer. Just make sure that you are tapping it into something first before applying it to your face. What I mean by that is taking a little bit here, and then tapping it into something, because you want to combine the colors. You can also do it on a washcloth or a whatever, paper towel. But look, you can use that palette in a whole different way that you don't need bronzer right now, because you have it in your palette. Isn't that great? And highlighter. All right, so I'm just gonna pop a little bit of blush on. There we go. And for this look, you do want to try to keep your, because you know I'm blush obsessed, so you do want to try to keep your blush at a minimum, just because the eyes are so gorgeous and outrageous. I guess not outrageous, but so kind of defined. Now, there are two ways you can play this. You can absolutely go in with a bolder lip, which is what we're going to do today. Or you can keep it beautiful and simple and go in with a nice nude lip. But I thought, hey, we're here, let's do it. So I'm gonna go in with a lip liner, and then I'm going to go in with this liquid lip by Dior, and it is in 625. All right, so there is the final look. I think it is a really, in my opinion, beautiful, defined, classy look. If the under eye is too much for you, you can totally skip that step. But to me, it balances out the look, and I hope to see you guys try these. Please tag me, like Elle Squad, you know, hashtag Elle Squad. That would be so great, and I would look at that hashtag and see you guys, or tag me at Elle Leary Artistry, and I would love to see you guys create some of these looks. Thank you all so much for being here, and I'll see you on the next one. Lots of love from me to you. Bye, loves.